Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to start one new lesson for 8th class, lesson 5, forest and the uses, using a forest and how to protect. Okay, using and protecting. The word forest is very familiar for you. You might have seen forest areas, you might have visited. Some of you even might have gone also, like our near areas means you can see Pochumpalli, that area we can see forest, or Maradapalli, Rombachodavaram. So examples of forest I am telling, okay. Forest mean many things to different people. Forest for one man will not be the same for the other. So for the different people, forest mean different things or many things. Different people use forest in different ways. How I use forest may not be as you use. So, for different people, the forest is having in a different way. Human beings, trees, plants, grasses, animals, birds, insects, fishes, and other countless belongs beings, they use the forest. Okay, not only certain particular people or somebody. Whatever I told, human beings means we, the people. Human beings, and trees are there, plants are there, grasses are, animals, birds, insects, different kinds of other organs or different things we can see in forest, and they are depending on forest also. Forest can be classified on the basis of different criteria. Okay, we can classify or divide the forest based on different criteria like how thick the trees are being, or type of vegetation, what type of trees are growing in certain areas, or in which climate area what trees are there. So we can divide or we can classify the basis of different criteria. We can classify the forest. About 64,000 square kilometers of the state are declared as forest by the government. Okay, in our Andhra Pradesh. About 64,000 square kilometers of our Andhra Pradesh state are declared as forest by the government of Andhra Pradesh. Every year about 100 square kilometers of forest are lost in our state by cutting the trees or making that area for some other purpose. Okay, each and every year about 100 square kilometers of forest are lost in our state. More than 60% of the forest of Telangana are in areas where the tribal people live. Scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, you might have heard tribal people, the people who are mainly depending on forest and living. They are known as tribal people. So, how much? Around 60%, more than 60% of the forest of Telangana are in the areas where the tribal people live. During the last 200 years, the tribal people gradually lost their control and rights over the forest. Okay, that means olden times the tribal people were utilizing the forest according to their wish. But for the last 200 years, if we are looking, the tribal people, they are slow by slow, they are getting lost, or they lost their control over the forest, and they don't have the rights as they had earlier. When we were under British rule, the British government restricted the traditional customary rights of the tribals and forest uses by classifying forest as reserved and protected forest. Is it clear? So what is meant by reserved forest or what is meant by protected forest means, in reserved forest, so when the Britishers came here, before that our tribal people, many people were using the forest in according to their wish. But the British government at that time, they made a traditional customary rights of the tribals, and they classified the forest as reserved forest or protected forest. Reserved forest, we are not allowed to get into the forest without permission. If we enter into such a forest and if we cut one tree or if we catch one animal or something, we will be arrested by the forest department and we will be put into the jail or we will be asked to give different kinds of petitions or punishments or something will be given to us. Okay, that is called a reserved forest. So the Britishers made this rule not to have the enter for the tribal people whoever likely to go there. Joint forest management was introduced by the central government and it was changed as a community forest management CFM, okay, in our Andhra Pradesh. At last, Forest Rights Act was introduced in 2006. Okay, in 2006, the Forest Rights Act FRA, Forest Rights Act was introduced, which recognized and restored the rights of the tribals of forest. The people who was depending on the forest, their rights also must be taken now. That was taken. Now coming to here, already you know the word afforestation and deforestation. Afforestation means the process of planting trees on an area of land in order to form a forest. You might have seen while a new road or anything is making, you can see in highways, national highways and everything, in the middle of the road there are cultivated different kinds of flower types of plants or trees, or in highway side you can see lot of trees. Okay, or each and every year new trees are planted. That is known as afforestation. So afforestation means the process of planting trees on an area of land in order to form a forest. Deforestation means its opposite, the act of cutting down or burning trees in an area. Cutting down of trees and burning, it is known as deforestation. Now, instead of more afforestation, deforestation is going on. That's why the forest area is getting more and more coming down. It is becoming less because of the cutting of trees and burning, for it may be for charcoal or for firewood or making a house or something. So that is deforestation, okay, cutting of trees for different purposes. Forest management means a branch of foresting which deals with the various aspects of forest. Forest management, they will decide in this forest who are allowed to enter or what kind of rules must be there to deal, which kind of aspects must be taken in the forest. So that is known as forest management. Forest Rights Act, I already told you, this was introduced in 2006 by the central government. Okay, the rights of the tribals who were depending on forest, they were restored again. That means the tribal people got their rights. Reserve forest means, I told you, the Britishers started there, okay, a part of forest where animals should not be hunted and trees should not be cut down. As I told you, in the reserve forest, without the permission of the forest department, if we go for hunting means for hunting animals or killing animals for meat or for their skin or whatever may, or for cutting trees for our domestic purpose or some other purpose. In reserved area, if we are going and hunting an animal or if we are cutting a tree, it is punishable act. Okay, we will be put into jail or will be given different punishments. Forest tract means a large area of land covered with the forest. It is known as forest tract. Now, who are the tribal people? The people relating to tribes or forest areas where they live. Now, there are different types of forest. Okay, evergreen forest are there. Most deciduous forest are there, dry deciduous forest are there, thorny forest are there, tidal forest are there, Himalayan or alpine forest are there. So, depending on different criteria, we can classify the forest in different way. Those are the names whatever I have told. Do you agree with the following statements? If you don't agree, you have to give me the reasons. Okay. For example, the notion of private property is important to protect the forest. Notion means the idea. The idea of private property is important to protect the forest. Do you agree? If I means I will agree. I agree with the statement because if the tribals were not sent out of their homes, here the homes of the tribals means the forest. They lost away feelings which leads to reforestation. Is it clear? As the tribals are staying in the forest, they are considering the forest as their own feelings. If it was not there, what will happen? They would have cut the trees according to the wishes. So as they are having the idea, okay, this is our forest, which is equal to our home, so it will decrease the cutting of trees or deforestation. Next question what I am asking is, all forests need to be protected by human beings. Do you agree or not? Of course, you will agree with the statement, yes or no? Because whatever may be the rules or whatever may be the regulations there, if the human beings, that means if the people if we do not protect, it may not be possible. Okay, so we agree with this statement. The trees and human beings are interdependent. Already you know. The human beings, we are depending on trees. The trees are depending on us. Already you know. We are inhaling oxygen and we are outhealing carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is inhaled by the trees and they outhale oxygen. If it is not there, the life of the human beings will not be possible. Is it clear? As carbon dioxide is more important for the trees, oxygen is more important for us to live. So this oxygen is given by the trees and the trees are getting the carbon dioxide by us. So the trees and human beings both are interdependent. So the forest need to be protected by human beings. The next question, over the centuries, that means many years onwards, most people living on the earth have reduced their depending on forest for their livelihood. Is it correct or not? Yes, because many other kinds of employment and business opportunities were created. Yes or no? On the earth now you can see different kinds of jobs are available. So earlier the people were not knowing all these jobs or anything. So they mainly depended on forest for their livelihoods. Now as they are having different kinds of means of livelihoods, as they are getting different kinds of jobs, the depending on the forest is becoming less. So dependence on forest was reduced. Okay. So these are the main points whatever we have learned in this lesson. Okay, again we will continue. Before that we will write some keywords which will be useful for your reading. Okay. Keywords. Already I explained you afforestation. Yes or no? So what did I give the definition of afforestation? Afforestation means the process of planting trees on an area of land. Okay. The process of planting trees on an area of land For what purpose? To form a forest. The second one, its opposite, deforestation. What is the definition of deforestation? I told the branch of foresting which deals with the various aspects. Okay, cutting down. Yes or no? Afforestation means planting of trees. Deforestation means the act of cutting down or burning trees in an area. Burning also it is deforestation only. Okay, you might have seen in some mountain areas night or something, we can see fire. That is, they are burning the for some areas for some charcoal, call something for ironing or something. Okay, it also will come under deforestation. Next keyword, Forest Rights Act. Forest Rights Act. Which year it was introduced? It was introduced by the central government in the year 2006. Okay. So it was introduced by the central government in 2006. The rights of the tribals on forest are restored. So with this Forest Rights Act, the tribal people who were depending on the forest, their rights were restored. Next, reserve forest. Reserve forest means I told you, the central government has made certain forest by not to enter by the civilians or the common people. Okay, so the part of forest in these areas we cannot hunt any animals, we cannot cut any trees. Okay, where animals should not be hunted. Where animals should not be hunted, at the same time trees should not be cut down. If we do so, we will be, it is punishable and we will be arrested by the forest department. Okay, even it may be for, if we just go and visit also without the permission of the forest department, they will arrest us and they may put us into jail. Okay, these are the main things what we have learned in this lesson. Go through the key points or whatever I told in once again, and revise once again whatever you got from this lesson. Okay, stay home, stay healthy. We will see you in the next class.